This is nobody's business.
What's stopping y'all from getting married?
There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
While Sean was thinking about how to answer this question without making himself or Jhene look bad, he literally gave you his position on marriage, which is he does not necessarily think that marriage symbolizes the best relationship. And I agree. People tend to push marriage as opposed to pushing healthy relationships. It's almost like now marriage has become this trivial milestone that involves a big wedding. But the actual institution itself is too easily broken now because people don't respect the vows, and its utility has changed now in the 21st century compared to earlier times in history. But to Sean's point, what I think he was trying to say is that marriages do work and are very beneficial for both parties whenever the underlying relationship is healthy and both people are good matches for one another.
Well, I don't think he said anything bad to begin with. He just says that there's some things that need to be worked on. What couple doesn't have things that need to be worked on? So I don't know how people can take that out of context and go so far left with it. He never said that he didn't want to marry her at all. And even if he did, that's still nobody's business. It actually kind of annoyed me that Charlamagne asked that question because that's something that's very private. I think it's an awkward question to ask, period. Like, I've actually heard people, like, I've sat down, there's been like a time where I've went out and then there's a couple. So the parent might ask, okay, when are you guys going to stop living in sin? Or when are you guys going to settle down? Or when are you guys going to get married? And all the way around, I always think that's an inappropriate question. I think that just goes on the couple's timing. There's sometimes when you know immediately, like, you want to marry the person. Sometimes it takes a while to figure it out. And I don't think there's a problem with trying to figure it out because there's a lot of marriages now that people that don't work out. So, I mean, maybe they should have figured it out.
Well, you make a good point, right, about this figuring it out thing you're saying. And I think that reading between the lines, because Sean was a little evasive, and as you said, it's a private topic. He said so much. He says as much himself. And again, he's trying to protect the image of him and Jhene, right? Because she's not even there.
Yeah, because you don't want to spill out their personal business
Exactly.
online. Because you think about as little as he said, it's already spilled out to this. So you can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say very much about her at all, as far as which. But again, reading between the lines, he was saying there's things to work on, and we can only assume that he's talking about her, but he could be talking about himself. A lot of his music, he talks about how he has things he has to work on for himself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Like, for example, some of his music, he alludes to cheating, right? Some of his music, he alludes to not being well prepared for a relationship because of his parents not being together, and how that's affected him, i.e. living single, i.e. single again, right? But he's also alluded to maybe Jhene having some, I mean, obviously it's a relationship she has something to do with as well, right?
Yeah.
Like the beginning of his song in Single Again, he's like, what happens when it's too good to throw away? You either let it go bad or go away. But then again, that could be either one of them two. Something's going on there that's making him scared, I think, to marry her.
When an average person gets married, they could lose everything. So can you just imagine being a celebrity and, you know, you might lose a lot. And it's not that she doesn't have a lot either, but it's just the fact that, like, I mean, as a guy, you still lose a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, and I know before you come in the comments talking about, oh, she has her, like you said, she has her own money. Da, da, da. Listen, more than likely if they were to split, maybe there's child support that he has to pay more than she does. I do think he makes more than she does. So therefore, just strictly off of math and law or legal reasons, he would likely be the person to lose more than she would. And we're not saying this to be, you know, biased because we're males. It's just how things tend to pan out. Not to mention he would see his son less. Okay, now I'm extrapolating.
I get why people are mad because people are saying, okay, well, you already did the hard part. You already had a kid. You've already been together for almost 10 years. Like, what's there left to figure out if you've already been together for this long? Which, like I said, I can see that, but it also takes two to tango. It takes two people to make a baby. So it takes two people to stay in a relationship. I mean, she obviously agreed to it. And if it's fine with her, why is it a problem with everybody else? Another thing is I think people also make the assumption that she necessarily wants to be married. Jhene Aiko was already previously married. So
that's a really good point.
Who knows if she even wants
That's
to get
a
married
really
again?
good point.
Like, I can understand you wanting to be married, like, for the first time. It's a new experience. But once you've already been married again, she might just be like, well, I don't really care to be married again.
So I was thinking to myself, like most people were, that Sean was the one holding out because maybe he's looking at her like, I already have my fears and apprehensions about marriage as it is because my parents, because my past relationships. Not to mention you've already been divorced, so I don't know how much you really respect the union. Again, me assuming things. But you made a good point. Maybe it's her. Maybe she's saying, listen, been there, done that. I'm good. I have my baby. We're together. Cool. Could be the case.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to also think, I mean, they're also, celebrities. A lot of celebrities don't do things the traditional way. This isn't 1950 anymore. So, and they're artists. Artists are very creative and very kind of just in their own little lane. So, I mean, listen, if he doesn't want to do it, I mean, he shouldn't be forced to do it. I don't see people forcing Keke Palmer to marry anyone. I don't see anyone forcing any of these other celebrities that have kids that are not married doing stuff that way. So, I mean, I don't think that he should be forced to. I don't understand. Out of all people putting pressure on Big Sean seems like he's a pretty genuine person. So, I don't think that he has ill intent. Like, people are saying, oh, he, like, just weird stuff. Like, he's an energy vampire and all this, like, nonsense.
Yeah, and the same people that probably say that are the same people that won't say that about Rihanna. And respect to Rihanna. I respect her as a business person, musician, all that. I don't got to do all that.
Yeah.
But those same people criticizing Sean are probably the same people that are bigging up Rihanna or bigging up Keke Palmer for not getting married.
Yeah.
When they're in the same position. They have kids with the person, right? They're the breadwinners in both relationships.
Yeah.
But I don't hear outcry for them to get married.
I mean, not only that, but it's kind of annoying when I hear people. Here's the thing. People won't live a religious life, and then all of a sudden they try to smack them in the face with religion. Oh, how are you doing this ungodly thing? I'm like, you mean these musicians who sing about sex and sleeping with each other and busting guns and, like, I mean, Big Sean doesn't talk about busting guns or anything like that, but, like, these aren't the most religious people to even begin with. So them trying to have these, like, standards on them, to me, is just strange. Like, all of a sudden people are just gonna snap their fingers. Like,
were you talking about people that criticizing them are not religious, or Sean and Jhene, Aiko and artists are not religious?
No. I'm just saying that some people, that's also been a criticism. Like, oh, well, how are you going to live in sin and not get married? And it's like a religious criticism, but it's like
the people saying it aren't religious themselves.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what else in their life has already led up to them? They're artists. It's not like their whole thing is them being religious.
Oh, so you're talking about the celebrity?
Yeah, I'm just talking about them being celebrities. I'm like, okay, well, which, like what part of their life is super religious?
All right, and so to piggyback on that, right? To piggyback off what you said about the whole religious part of it,
Yeah.
I said this before, not to sound like a broken record to those of you who watch other videos that we've made, but you made it a point because, again, stats show, and I like saying stats because I want to take it away from myself, because then they can say, oh, well, you feel this way, I feel this way. I don't care how you feel. You don't got to care how I feel, personally. I'm just going off the stats.
Fair.
All right?
Fair enough.
And the stats show that the people that have the most healthy marriages are those that are more conservative.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me. More conservative, more religious, happen to be foreign, specifically Asian. I mean, I know we can't change our race.
Yeah.
Certain demographics as far as are higher up on the socioeconomic scale. They make more money, and I forget the other one. But as you can see, the artists that we're talking about don't really tend to fall into those categories very often. So, except Jhene Aiko looks a little Asian, but
oh yeah, she is.
She's not.
I think she's mixed with everything.
She's mixed with everything, but either way,
she gotta check every box.
Yeah, she literally.
She's like, I'm out of marker.
Yeah, she's everything. So, but that's my. So I wouldn't expect people like that to really have what it takes to really be in a healthy marriage. And again, no shade to them.
I mean, it's not a regular lifestyle. Like,
It's not.
You have someone who goes on tour for like 6 months out of the entire year,
right.
If even that, it might be even longer. There are military relationships that can't last because their partner is shipped off like that. So I mean, and you gotta think with an artist, they're practically getting women thrown at them all the time. So I mean,
yeah,
at that point
you're
you're pretty much signing up to be with an NBA player at that point.
Well, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
how difficult that would be. I wouldn't give in. I have higher morals than that. So.
Today's opposite day. Okay.
No, today's.
Right.
But yeah, so I think they need to cut Sean slack.
I'm so glad that Sean called Charlamagne out.
What took you 16 years to get married?
Oh yeah.
I get so tired of Charlamagne pandering sometimes. Like, listen, I get it, bro. Get the check, but sometimes it's like, dude, like just stop.
For real.
Just stop. Like, you had no business asking him that. It took you forever to get married. I'm glad Sean asked you that. Like, it took you forever to get married, and you're gonna like ask him the same dumb question. Like,
yeah,
leave this man alone. Let him put out his music. Let him enjoy his life. He just had a kid.
Yeah,
I
agree with you 100%. At the same time, I agree with you. I will say now, as much as I don't like Charlamagne's pandering, I guess his job as he's not even a journalist. I'm not sure or is he? Whatever he is.
Yeah, I think he's a journalist.
All right, his job as a journalist is to ask provocative questions sometimes, things that people want to hear.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, how was your lunch today? So I get it, but he does pander too much. Yeah.
How many like rappers have not married their baby mamas? Like, what?
Probably
I'm
more.
pretty sure that's like on the rapper checklist. Like, don't marry baby mama.
I can think of like a handful that are married. Ice Cube and like 4 other ones.
Snoop, Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z, of course.
That's probably like the only ones I can. And T.I. Those are literally like the only ones that I can even think of.
LL Cool J. Well, you know what? There's some old school rappers that probably more married. I know
LL Cool J is like,
yeah,
like no disrespect. He's a legend, but like he's not in like.
I know. He's
that's more of like my parents kind of like.
That's what I'm saying. Older generation now. So
Yeah,
younger generation rap.
thing, yeah.
Okay, so if we separate the older and younger generations of rappers, we probably see a big difference.
Yeah.
With marriage, because even Snoop is older. He's just more relevant because he's been.
Yeah. I mean, Snoop is just. At this point, you can just call him like an icon.
Everyone we named, you can pretty much say that about them.
Yeah.
Except for maybe T.I. No offense to T.I. He's just.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what lane he falls in right now.
Yeah. I mean, you call LL an icon because he's in movies too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are people actually probably know him more for movies than for music. Like when I was a kid, like I didn't even know he did music till my aunt came back from the club and was singing a song. I was like, what is this?
And dare I say Will Smith, but I know I get
killed
in the comments for that.
Everyone considers Will Smith an actor.
He's an actor.
He's an actor.
But if we're gonna keep it, he did start off.
Yeah, and listen, it's so funny because for years I didn't even know he was a rapper at all. Mm-hmm. I did not know that, and then like when he rapped, I was like, why is he putting out music? I was so confused. My mom had to be like, no, he actually. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, I knew he was a rapper because my uncle put me on to like a CD. He gave me a CD of his from like the 80s or something.
For real?
Yeah, I love that CD too.
Dude, that's hilarious.
It was good. I was like, this is good stuff. Obviously, it was PG, but that's his thing.
Yeah, I mean, my mom likes Will Smith because he doesn't curse.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I like him. He doesn't say bad words.
I respect that. Like, I can respect comedians that don't cuss. That's tough.
That is beyond hard.
So, yeah. I respect that.
I'm going to laugh if they cuss like afterward. Like they do a set and then right after they cuss.
Huh. I'm sure some do.
I'm pretty sure most of them do.
I mean, I don't know, because some of them are like Christian comedians, and so they're very like Sinbad. You remember Sinbad?
Yeah, you're right. Sinbad doesn't cuss.
That's my guy too as a kid. Anyway, we're
in every kid's movie.
Yeah, he is. That was a goat.
Isn't that one Genie movie? It's like a debate whether or not he was in this Genie movie or not.
Oh yeah, in the alternate universe.
Yeah. I swear I've seen that movie.
I swear I have to.
Right, I swear I've seen that movie.
Oh man, it's crazy. I don't know, man.
All right, guys, I'm going to say that Big Sean, I think Big Sean made a good decision. The way that he answered it, I think it was fine. People were just blowing it out of proportion. I think anything that he would have said other than we're getting married soon, people would have took bad. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
It is what it is. You think good decision, bad decision?
No, I agree. It's a good decision. And yeah, that's all he could have said.
All right, guys. So, if you think Big Sean made a good decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think Big Sean made a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, guys. We're out.